changed my life and everyone's life around me, and
Tyler continued,
and it's like, how can you not feel that? How can you not understand what he's saying? Like, rap music for us, it tells the tale of everyday struggles in life for us. Some of those stories are good, some of those stories are bad, but it's a reflection of what we see as a people every day as a race.
Devil is a lie, looking for the prize. That's eternal life, bringing the things in my mind. Talking real peace of mind.
What's up, YouTube fam? It's your boy KingMarcell, and we back with another video. We're about to check out a video by Blackie Speaks titled "Tyler the Creator Was Right About Hip Hop." And now I believe this is about to go into a situation that Tyler spoke on his new album, which was amazing, by the way. I feel like it probably would have won some Grammys if Kendrick didn't drop, but we know Kendrick just stepped on all the chances of that. But a situation had happened with one of a white artist by the name of Ivan, I believe. Let me know down in the comment section if I'm right. I don't really know about him too much, but I believe he was a prospect that Yachty was thinking about signing. And he did a song with, and this guy has been mocking hip hop and mocking different people's styles, and you know what I'm saying, basically making a joke of hip hop. I don't see why a lot of people are letting these type of folks into hip hop, into the hip hop space, into you know what I'm saying, territory, but you know what I'm saying, it's just wild to me how people came to his aid when when Tyler said something about it, you know what I'm saying? But that man stood 10 toes down and did not back down on what he said, and even spoke about it even further on his album. So we're about to check out this video. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video here. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, so make sure you guys are hitting that sub button and joining the kingdom. But with that being said, let's jump right into this.
Some kid right now, it's a white kid, regular like Caucasian man, and like people are like, this shit hard.
Now, Tyler the Creator is someone who I think most people recognize. He's a 33-year-old rapper, singer, songwriter.
Damn, he's 33? It's crazy
Tyler has been in the music industry since a young age. He started off as the leader of the rap collective Odd Future, a group that took the internet by storm in the early 2010s with a raw, rebellious energy and unapologetic creativity. He's always been recognized as a rapper who pushes boundaries. More specifically, in the lyrical content aspect, his willingness to be provocative and controversial earned him both praise and backlash, as some of his lyrics stirred significant controversy in the early stages of his career. In 2017, he made a major shift in his music and decided to completely change up his sound. Ever since the release of Flower Boy, Tyler has been regarded as one of the most evolved rappers of the 2010s. This album marked a turning point for him, embracing a more melodic, vulnerable, and polished approach to his artistry. Tyler's willingness to explore new genres.
And that was the thing too I seen in the interview that Tyler had said, is that he had passed somebody on the street and they was like, "Hey, aren't you that guy from Ridiculousness?" And didn't notice him because of his music. And he took not offense to it, but he was like, damn, I kind of made myself a joke, a clown, and people don't think that I take music seriously. That man said that he didn't even tell a joke for like a year and a half or 2 years because he wanted people to take his music more serious. Who do we know that has character development like that in music today? You know what I'm saying? Like, who can really say that they changed their image that much? Because now we look at him as a totally just focused artist. When we know Tyler can be funny, but we look at him as a genius when it comes to making music that he rightfully so has earned. It's just crazy that, again, he's 33. He's lasted this long. Back in the day, I didn't think Tyler would have made it this far. I didn't. But the fact that he has, and his career has morphed in the way that it has, it shows that he had a vision and he stayed on the course regardless on what anybody saw. So I really give him, you know what I'm saying, his props for that.
Soul, jazz, and funk, while still maintaining his hip-hop roots, solidify his reputation as a creative visionary. Now, a few months ago, Tyler the Creator made headlines once again, but this time it wasn't for a new album or one of his eccentric
his name is Ivan.
Instead, it was for his candid and thought-provoking comments about hip-hop and the new wave of rappers. In a conversation with Maverick Carter, Tyler didn't hold back, sharing his unfiltered perspective on the state of the genre, internet culture, and what it means to create art in today's world. Tyler has always been known for speaking his mind, whether it's through his lyrics, his interviews, or his bold creative choices. So when he weighs in on a topic as polarizing as the current state of rap music, it's impossible to not pay attention. Tyler specifically made some comments about the new generation of rappers and how they approach music, creativity, and authenticity. During his conversation with Maverick Carter, he touched on issues like lack of originality in the current landscape and how internet culture influences what gets attention in the rap game.
It's not even like satire. It's like, I'm just joking, I'm just mocking it. But I'm like, no, you can't do. And I hold rap music so close.
Me too. This is the interview I was talking about.
Changed my life and everyone's life around me, and
Tyler continued,
and it's like, how can you not feel that? How can you not understand what he's saying? Like, rap music for us, it tells the tale of everyday struggles in life for us. Some of those stories are good, some of those stories are bad, but it's a reflection of what we see as a people every day, as a race, as a so-called black people. You know what I'm saying? I hate calling myself black. You know what I'm saying? I really pray that my people get out of that mindset of calling ourselves black and understanding what that means in law, and that we shouldn't. But that's a whole nother, you know what I'm saying, conversation. But as black people, we need to hold pride to that we had an art form that we have to ourselves now. And the fact that it's trying to be taken from us, like rock and roll was taken from us, like the blues was taken from us, like jazz was taken from us. Now hip hop is trying to be taken from us. Why do we always got to reinvent ourselves to try to have some type of self-identity? That's something that I really find like to be weird. Like, why the hell we gotta hunt for our own individuality? Why do we have to strive for that when everybody else have their own type of culture? But as soon as we want to have our own thing and have our own culture, it got to get stepped on by everybody else. Prime example, Black Wall Street. We wanted to have wealth on our own, have our own things. They literally bombed it because we wanted to have some type of survival. We can't even want to survive on our own without that even being a problem. So it's just when people tried to come at him and tried to make him feel like he was wrong for saying the shit that he was saying, man, fuck all y'all. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That's how I feel about it.
He made it very clear that he doesn't understand why others do, questioning the standards that elevate certain artists in today's hip-hop culture. His critique wasn't just about their music. It was about their approach to artistry and the substance, or lack thereof, behind their work.
This is like weird, and I'm looking at it, and something about it like don't even sit well with me in comparison to someone like a Mac Miller or Eminem.
Later on, referring to the clip I played you at the beginning of this video, Tyler calls out a specific rapper who happens to be white. He expresses how he feels this artist is mocking rappers like Gucci Mane and Future, who are black, by imitating their style in a way that comes off as insincere or disrespectful.
This white kid, regular like Caucasian man, and he's like mocking Future and Gucci Mane like rap music.
And that's facts. It's like, man, you know when someone's not being authentic. You can tell this boy has grown in a comfortable lifestyle. And yeah, not saying that he knows like people. And again, I don't know this, but this man could have been growing up in a trailer park for all I know. Not to say that, you know what I'm saying, well, white people live in trap. I'm not trying to make that. I'm just saying he could have grew up poor. But my thing is that you still didn't go through the same struggles that black people went through, that black people go through just for having this skin. So to then take our art form and talk like you from it, that's disingenuous. It's weird. It's like it's almost like blackface in a way, man. You're wearing us like a costume to profit and make money. That shit ain't cool. Like, that shit not right. And people try to make, man, you need to worry about this and that. Again, that brings me back to me saying, why we can't never have something of our own? Why is that a problem? Please let me know down in the conversation what y'all think about that. Why can't we have something of our own and it not be questioned? Italians got what, pizza and all. Why we can't have our own thing? Like, I don't like why everybody else got their own thing? Why we can't have it? Why is that an issue? Why is that a problem? I don't know.
Any names, but people quickly figured out who he was.
Excuse my snotty nose.
The rapper in question, who Tyler was talking about, is most likely a 19-year-old artist named Ian, who was born in St. Louis but hails from Dallas. Ian has been blowing up over the past year, gaining significant attention while also sparking controversy in certain corners of the music industry, specifically because he's a young white rapper who, as Tyler pointed out, doesn't necessarily sound white. He's faced accusations of culturally appropriating AAVE, which stands for African American Vernacular English, for those who may not be familiar with the term. So while Tyler didn't mention any names, he was most likely referring to Ian. That aside, Tyler was making a much bigger point about hip-hop, the music industry, and how the seriousness of the craft seems to have been stripped from the genre, or at least that's how it feels to him. One of the main points he emphasized was how many artists—
it's not just to him, it's to everybody. That's why Drake getting took up out of here was so important, and why I rooted it on so much. And I told y'all at the beginning of that beef what it stood for. It was the change of the guard. Hip hop has been lacking substance for a while now, and it was because of people like Drake. Mainly because of people like Drake, because Drake tried to play that side of, I'm the only one willing to work with artists and this and that, and put these young guys on, and Kendrick and J. Cole ain't doing features with them. And that's what made Cole go on his whole feature run that he had been on, because of the things that Drake was doing. He was only putting on certain artists though. It's not that it was bad that he was putting on these artists. It was the particular artists that Drake was choosing to put on. It was artists that he knew were trends, and he rode their trends, used them, and then discarded them like they were nothing. They had no substance. They were someone who couldn't like take his spot, because I feel like with that situation that happened with him in The Weeknd always left a bad taste on his mouth. So he always has to be in control of anybody who he brings on. 21 Savage. What's his name? Future. What's that? Young Thug. All these artists, Atlanta artists. I want to see where they finna be in the next couple of years, music-wise. Are we finna be listening to them the same? I don't think so, and we already starting to see the drop off of that. Everything Lil Baby dropped right now, it's damn near been ass. This not me saying this. This is what the internet is saying. This is what everyone is talking about right now. He ain't dropped a hit and motherfuckers don't know how long. Gunna, all of them are not doing the numbers that they used to do. Why? Man, it's the change of the guard. If you ain't got bars and you ain't talking about nothing for real, you talking about just being a junkie, being a crackhead, being an alcoholic, fucking bitches, and stealing and robbing and selling and doing drugs, you finna get moved out the way. Respectfully. You not even respectfully, you finna get moved out the fucking way, whether you like it or not, because that shit not finna last in this new wave that's going on. And I hope motherfuckers seeing the trend and raising their vibrations for real.
Seem to be making music purely for money rather than the love of the art itself. Now, this is something we've talked about before, and I've said it before, but I'll say it again. The corporations have such a strong hold on music right now, especially hip-hop. They're the ones deciding what gets pushed to the forefront. There are a lot of great independent acts doing big things, but their success tends to fly under the radar because it's not backed up by the machine. To reach that big level of visibility, where your music is everywhere and your brand is undeniable, you need that industry structure supporting and amplifying you. Although labels are losing,
and that's the thing too. That's what big change is coming to, and what all of this was, you know what I'm saying, pointing towards. A lot of these artists, they finna have to go independent. We have to take the power back from these corporations. If we don't, motherfuckers still finna be falling to the same system that we seeing Diddy get called out for. All of these blackmail practices, all of this trafficking, all of this bullshit that's going on. That's what comes with being a part of these labels, because all these artists are money laundering tools for these rich and powerful people. That's something that's going forward is finna have to change. They want to use these artists? No, they finna have to pay that bag for real. Because who is making the art that's bringing forth the money? The artists are getting paid pennies of a dollar off the music that they make when they're making the music. They deserve all that money. 90. I'm talking 90%. Fuck a. Some of these artists, the deals, like if y'all knew some of the deals that some of these artists are under, man, y'all would literally cry for some of these people. That they get an upfront loan and then they fuck damn near for the rest of their life. And on TV and stuff, we think, oh yeah, they living a glamorous life, this and that. When they in a hole that they damn near can never climb themselves out of because their stardom didn't reach the heights that they thought it was going to reach because the system was literally against them. He got to change. These practices got to change.
They still hold the keys to major success overall. And
for
I don't think
now,
it's going to change anytime soon. The reality is
it's coming.
A crazy amount of money to truly break an artist, especially in the mainstream. We're talking millions of dollars invested just to get the general public to see and hear them. Tyler's point obviously hits home, not only because he's obviously speaking facts, but also because he's seen how the music industry has changed over the last, especially decade. Music is so industrialized now because the lucrativeness is placed at the forefront. That's why if you've noticed, major labels tend to gravitate towards a specific type of artist, especially in today's fast-paced social media-driven world, where attention spans are shorter than ever. A lot of the new artists you see popping up on your timeline 9 times out of 10 have some kind of gimmick attached to their name, whether it's their brand, their image, or something else designed to grab attention quickly. And the music isn't even the focal point anymore. While there's a basic threshold of quality that needs to be met, it just needs to be good enough for an audience to latch onto it. What Tyler was talking about hits on so many levels, and even though he didn't outright say it, the music often feels like nothing more than a soundtrack to the packaging they're trying to sell. In the case of this particular artist right here, we have a young white teen rapper heavily leaning on AAVE in his raps, which to many people, including Tyler the Creator, comes across as inauthentic or even fake.
It's very fake.
On a deep level, and it worked because Ian has captured the attention of a lot of people. So the marketing strategy was a success. And what does that mean? It means that this blueprint will be saved, refined, reapplied, and tested again and again and again until it stops working. And Tyler is someone who's obviously noticed this pattern. A lot of times when we discuss what's happening in hip-hop, we tend to hyper-focus on the violence, the lack of originality, or the decline of lyrical quality in the music being pushed. But we also need to open up our eyes to cases like these, situations that highlight deeper issues with authenticity and how certain artists are marketed to the masses. This is part of the reason why things in hip-hop can feel so formulaic. No genre is above marketing its product, but when it comes to hip-hop specifically, it's undeniable that it's the easiest genre to gain traction in. The barrier to entry is so low, which makes it very easy for anyone to step in and make a splash, especially with the right marketing strategy. Sadly, in hip-hop, you often have to lean into something, whether it's a stereotype, something that triggers an emotional response, or in many cases, outright degeneracy, as we've seen with certain artists we've discussed before.
Literally, it's like the fall of Rome right in front of our faces. We seeing how degenerate just everything's becoming. No one has any morals. It's like having morals it makes you not cool. It makes you not cool to have morals. So if you have morals, you're the lame, and no one wants to be lame, right? Hell, I'm a fucking square. Call me a square in a room full of circles then, because I ain't with it.
Many people have come to accept these things as a given when it comes to hip-hop. Another aspect Tyler touched on was the mocking part. Specifically, he was referring to this young white rapper who sounds like artists such as Future, someone who's of course the complete opposite in terms of background. Future is black. In general, this has been reality for a long time and is something we see across many different areas of entertainment, but especially music. Black culture has changed countless of lives, yet more often than not, it's not black people who are truly benefiting from their own art. There are many reasons why things have been built this way, especially when it comes to hip-hop, but to scratch the surface, let's just say that hip-hop has become one of the most...
And then you'll get people to try to argue, how it ain't changing, really changing y'all lives when there's all these rappers out here, this and that. Because you got to understand all of the jobs that surround the artist, like the makeup artist, the guy who holds the fucking light, the guy, the cameraman, the production team, the guy who brings the fucking donuts in, the security guards. Why is everybody else around this black artist a different race? That's something that has to be talked about. Unless you go specifically to black-owned establishments, these high prestigious places who do the best video shoots, the best everything when it comes to anything else. It's not our people. It's not our faces. So that money that these artists are bringing in is going back out and not into our communities, but into other people's communities. And people try to talk like they don't understand this, like they don't understand the logistics of economics. This is basic economics. We don't get to spend our dollar in our neighborhood. Our dollar does not fluctuate and travel through our neighborhood. Not even once, when Jewish people money circulate through their neighborhood 17 times before it leave. So-called white people, because there's supposed to be a difference, their money circulates damn near 10 times before it leaves their neighborhoods. Japanese people, their money circulates damn near 11 times before it leaves their neighborhoods. We're the only people. Same thing with Africans. The same thing with any other people. They spend with their people first before that money leaves their communities, except for my people. As soon as we get a dollar, that dollar goes back out from our community into someone else's hands. We cannot progress as a race that way. And it's starting to look, and it ain't starting to look, it's like it's being systematically done, and people keep thinking that it's going to stay that way. Like I'm saying all of this is clear as day. Perfectly like saying this so that basic people can understand it. And it's the fact that the powers that be think that we just going to stay like docile and not do anything. We gonna see how long that lasts.
Music. And sadly, listeners have accepted hip-hop as a genre to be exploited. The corporations, of course, follow suit, because why wouldn't they capitalize on the hundreds of millions of dollars just waiting to be taken? All they have to do is package it, market it, and push it to the masses. So overall, I think Tyler was definitely right about hip-hop, because the issues he brought up go beyond just one particular artist or one moment. They reflect a larger problem within the genre and the music industry as a whole. Hip-hop, which started as a raw, authentic expression of black culture, has gradually been diluted and commodified. The focus has shifted from artistry and storytelling to marketability and quick consumption. When Tyler made these comments, a lot of people looked at him and said, hey, look at Tyler talking about himself, claiming he made these comments because he himself came up off of a gimmick. Personally, I think it's undeniable to say that Tyler may have used certain gimmicks early on to express parts of himself,
but he's black,
controversial, or showcasing his edgy personality.
He's
what
black.
What are you saying in your lyrics?
Nothing. Shit to piss old white people off like you.
Is that right?
But at the end of the day, for Tyler, it always came back to the music. And we know that as a fact because of the kind of artist he is today. You don't make this kind of drastic transformation in your art, going from Goblin to Flower Boy to Call Me If You Get Lost, if you're purely in it for the money. Tyler's growth, both as a person and as an artist, believe it or not, and I know some people might not agree with this, I think Tyler could have still reached the level of success he's at today if he stayed on the path he was on. I mean, the old Tyler the Creator still connected with a massive audience, which at the time was mainly teenage boys. Now a big portion of his fan base does consist of women.
But that shows growth. It shows growth as an artist. If he could have just stayed the same, like Drake stayed the same, right? Drake stayed the same. He got worse, actually. And thought that wave was gonna ride him forever, and that but he knew that though. As interviews when Drake said himself, I envy Kendrick and Cole. They able to take breaks and hiatus from dropping music. I can't do that. If I drop off, I may lose my spot. He know that. With them, it's never questioned where Kendrick was at. It was that case for Cole too. That they was all the top three, right? Now, you know what I'm saying? Debate on who was the number one and the number one spot was always questioned. But we already knew who was the top three, you know what I'm saying, range of artists. Drake said out of his mouth, if I stop dropping, I'm damn near not gonna be in top three no more. Out his own mouth. So it's the fact that you have to change. You have to re-innovate yourself. Times change. Fads change. Trends change. People change. We're not put here to stay the same. We are all like butterflies. We are not that same baby that came out our mama coochie. We grew. We learned things. We learned how to walk. We learned math. We learned how to talk. We learned, you know what I'm saying? We didn't stay the same. We would never stay the same. We're always changing. So when people are trying to keep things the same, no, it's for a reason. Most likely it's because it's manipulation now. But things is forever changing.
Isn't always the case, and we know that. Early on, Tyler's audience was primarily teenage boys who resonated with his raw, rebellious energy. Over time, as his sound and artistry evolved, he managed to broaden his appeal without compromising who he is as an artist. Tyler could have easily doubled down on his early gimmicks and still maintained a solid fanbase, likely consisting of young men, some of whom might have carried resentment towards women because, let's be real, I think we all remember the things Tyler was saying in his raps back in the day. Although I find that record kind of comical in a lot of ways, at the end of the day, that type of music feeds into a particular energy and audience that thrives on rebellion and anger. Because hey, let's not forget that at the end of the day, misogyny has been a significant part of hip-hop, so doubling down on that would have been very consistent with what tends to sell in the genre anyway. Anyway, if you made it this far, that means that you enjoyed this video. So
definitely enjoyed the video, bro. Definitely enjoyed the video. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, I think Tyler was right. I think he was right for calling out old dude. I think he was 100% right, him and Kendrick, about what's going on. It's like hip hop is having a renaissance right now. It's like in its renaissance era. And it's like, man, either y'all get on board with the train or again, y'all finna get moved out the way. But you guys let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Make sure you guys like this video, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video here. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, so make sure you guys summon up and join in the kingdom. But with that being said, KingMarcell out. Peace.